Greetings, everyone. This is Melissa coming to you again with Wisdom of the Day. I have my special guest who's actually a very close friend of mine. Her name is Rose. How are you doing? How's everything going with you and the family and the kids?
I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm doing very, very well. Just keeping focused and staying prayed up.
Amen to that. I hear you. That's the right thing to do. We have to stay prayed up with these days, how things are going.
That is true. Very, very true. Especially the way kids are, losing focus, losing, track of what they need to do, what needs to be done. So, we really got to keep our kids motivated and going. Good fathers.
Well, first we have to, plant the seed in them. The seed has to be planted in them when they're, you know, in the baby stages. So, the Bible always speaks about train up a child in the way that they should go so when they get old, they don't depart from it. So we have to plant that seed in birth. And regardless of, we have their fathers in our lives, or in their lives, excuse me, at least they would know that they're being raised and brought up the right way. Let's talk about, the fathers and how important it is to us as women that are trying to do, play both roles. The women's could only do so much. Let me get your feedback on that.
It's very, very important for our father to be very active in a child's life or children's life because the simple fact is that, a lot of children are growing up without their father figure, especially in divorce homes, like me, myself, for example. As you may know, that, I am a divorced single mother with 3 children, but my children's father, he's very, very active in the children's life. For instance, like tonight, he took my eldest son to his basketball game, and this is very, very important. The fathers have to be very active in these kids' life, so they can see that this is, that we love them. We have to set a good example for these children. Just lead them, like you said, you have to plant seed for these children. Because I don't know what's going on with these kids nowadays. Oh Lord, don't know what's going on.
I know I know I've had the opportunity of having an experience with my daughter herself and the kids at her school there. I can remember a couple of months ago where the school had an incident where a child was at the park and he picked up a used needle and started just poking the kids, with the needles. I think he poked like 15 kids. And when they test the needle was HIV positive, but of course they didn't want to say anything over the media to the people, the news people. So they, try to cover it up with something else. And then, that's a young child that's in the 8th grade that, being charged, you know.
It's a psychological problem. That child is not, I don't think it's, I would say, I don't think the child is just a bad child. It's just psychological issues or spiritual issues, you know. They're going through something. Something is going on in this child's mind, and this is the way they express themselves as being angry or trying to get our attention. That's why a lot of children behave the way they do. I don't think there's bad children. I think that children are misunderstood because of whatever's going on. And believe it or not, children do get stressed.
I agree, Rose, because it's funny that you would say that because at the time that it was going on, the way how my daughter was describing it to me, I automatically just called it out. I called the spirit out that, it was a demonic spirit because of the way how the child was was poking another child and laughing, and the way how he was laughing. And it goes back to what we said earlier about planting a seed. If we raise our kids up the right way in the spiritual family, or in letting them know who God is and how important it is to pray, and how it's important that we cover them. Because my child, she told me that she was on her way to go and greet this person, but something told her to turn around and go the other way. And had she not listened to that spirit, the good spirit telling her to go back, she would have been one of the ones that probably would have got stuck with that needle. So I think, I agree with you when you say it's a psychological problem, and come to find out later on, and we're going to wrap that part up, but to come to find out later on that the child had been being picked on in school.
Well,
So,
see, that's another issue. Kids
right,
being bullied at school, and wow, don't know how to handle that, you know? So what they do, they react, they pick on other people, these are the kids that become, they do these crimes, and then that child life is just ruined forever. And then you're wondering, well, where is the, you sit there and you wonder, are both parents are active in this child's life? Like, what's going on, Not to say that single parents, a home, or single kids that are grown up as single parents, or where both parents are not there, are bad children. It's just that I know for a fact that these kids are really confused, and this is why we really need to keep these children prayed up, and deserves these children. The things goes on at the school, and they are afraid of talking to us, because we grew up where it's like we're not allowed to express ourselves. For me, I'm a Haitian descent, where you are not allowed to express yourself, and if you do that, you're disobedient. You're a bad child.
how was that like growing up for yourself, being unable to be, express yourself? Because the roles that I know.
Yeah, I know. I still try, and I do try to express myself, and like, be quiet, sit down. You can't do
Right.
this, you can't say that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is what we're supposed to do. And I think this is one of the reasons why I think I want to pursue being a lawyer, go to law school, because it's like, I'm growing up everybody telling you can't say this, you can't do that, you have to act a certain way. So I feel as if this is my way to express myself. I can do this for a living,
Yeah.
I'm very blunt, I should say.
Well, congratulations on trying to pursue your career as becoming a lawyer.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Slow step, but I'll get there eventually. By the grace of God, I will be there.
So Rose, just let's talk about how's that going with your schooling and your personal life, and dealing with the 3 children as a single parent.
Oh, kind of tough. You have to give up a lot of stuff. Give up a lot.
True.
Meaning that, there's certain things I can't do. Or, to be honest, I don't really like going out like that anyway. So it's kind of really, really easy for me. Like, as far as going out to the club, doing that, I don't really like that. So, you just have to think about living for your children. It's like you're living for your children, and then as they grow up and you see them, as beautiful, respectable kids, then you're like, okay, this is what I was doing. This is why I was doing what I'm doing. However, as a single parent, you still need that little time for yourself to recoup, because even a car is broken down.
Mm-hmm.
You need that special time, and it's very important to have a good, strong man behind your back. And thankfully, I found mine, and he's my supporter. He's behind me.
Wow.
Just, I can't ask God for anything else, anything better. He's just my biggest supporter. But we have to take it slow, because, like I said, I have a kid, so we have to take it really slow, and pace understand. We're putting God first, and then our relationship, and also in our children's life. So,
And that
yeah,
is so important. That is so important to keep God first.
of course, of
And
course,
sometimes you have people that are looking from the outside in, and some people, don't agree with whom you're with and whom you're talking with or whom you're dating or whatever. But my thing is this: hey, I'm
yeah,
happy. You don't know what we do. You don't know what we talk about. That's why you're on the outside looking in. But
that's
as,
true.
and then you have people that you used to be the one that you go to them all the time, and I feel like now that you don't go to them anymore, you don't need, not necessarily saying you don't need them, because you're going to always need them, especially if they're close to you, as such as some people may be. But you just tend to see things in a different way with whom you're with your mate, and if you, like you say, you have someone that's pushing you, and supporting everything that you do. That's what you need, and especially if you're praying together, and if you are talking about God together. It's not one-sided. You understand what I'm saying? You're not the person that's trying to push God onto him or her, but you are all, come together and talk about God together.
Bringing it together.
And everything balances itself out to where at the end of the day you can go back to your normal life, and still, do the things that you have to do to get this project done, to get this, to get this situation taken care of, and still acknowledge God throughout the day. So I applaud you, and I mean, I'm very, very happy for you, and
Yeah.
keep God first in everything you do, and continue to pray, and continue to just let
Yeah.
God use you, because I've had the opportunity of getting to know you, I think now since '07, I think it was, maybe, or somewhere around up in there. And
I mean, as for yourself, I mean, you are a very strong woman. I mean, I've seen you do things that I'm wondering, will I be able to do that? Can I be? So, you're a very, very beautiful person inside and out yourself. So, keep doing what you're doing, for the
thank
children. I
you.
love you, man. You're just awesome.
Thank you, and I love you too, girl.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting a cold or something. Something's going on with me.
Oh, okay. Well, you're going to have to take care of that. Well, I appreciate your time,
You're
for
welcome.
coming on, and talking about everything that we talked about in general, with the
No
support. I guess
problem.
the message
It was
today,
wonderful talking to you.
yeah, the message tonight, I guess, would be just continue to put God first, and pray about everything, and just,
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for talking. And, we could do it again if you like, okay?
of course,
All right. Well, say hi to the family.
I will. I will.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. There you have it. In closing, I just want to say to everyone out there that are listening, or seeing this, just keep God first in everything, and no matter how it looks like, just keep God first. And if you have someone that's supporting you, support them too. So, balance it out. Whatever works for you, let it work for you. Just always keep God first in everything you do. God bless you. Look forward to seeing and talking with you on the next scene. Good night.